Do you enjoy drinking ginger beer and thought you wouldn't mind making yourself with a homebrew kit? Then come along with me and I'll show you how easy it is while saving you some money. Let's go. Hey guys, Musa here from Quantum Home Improvements and Solutions. Welcome back. And if this is your first time to our channel, it's great having you join us. And so today I'm going to show you how to make ginger beer, which is really easy to do. And in fact, there's two versions. You can have alcoholic or non-alcoholic. And so today I'm going to make the alcoholic version, but in actual fact, the non-alcoholic version is very quick, and I'll explain that as well. So I'd like to dedicate this video to my friend Alan, who asked me to make ginger beer back 3 years ago, along with a lot of you who follow this channel. But at the time of making this video, Coopers had still not released their new version. And so the brand I'm using today is Country Brewer, which is where I buy most of my products from. And after speaking to Dee from the Nepean branch, I have full confidence this is going to turn out fantastic. And in preparation to make this ginger beer, I asked Al if he can get me some new bottles. And so he went and got me the quality Coopers brand. Okay, so I've got everything ready. So now I'm going to show you how easy it is to make it. So now before we make the brew, the first thing we need to do is clean the fermenter, and we need to clean it really well. And so Country Brewer recommend that you actually sterilize and then sanitize your equipment. Now there's a lot of people out there that just sanitize and they're very successful with it because they know what they're doing and they've done it for a long time. But in this case here, I'm going to follow Country Brewer's recommendations so you don't have a failed brew. And so this fermenter is Coopers, and it's a 3-part system. You have the lid, you have the collar, and then you have the main. Okay, so now I'll just put the tap on. Now when you do put the tap on, Coopers recommend that you do spray it with some kind of water. Now that is phosphoric acid, which is a food grade. Now what you do is just pop that on. Okay, just wiggle around, make sure it's in. And then I'm gonna use chlorinated trisodium phosphate to clean it. So what you do is you put 1 teaspoon to every litre. And I'm gonna put here 2 litres. So I'll put 2 teaspoons. I'll just pour that in. Okay, so I've given it about 5 minutes to cool down, which should be enough. It's still gonna be pretty warm. And so they just use a cloth and just wipe this down comprehensively. I also wash on the outside too. All right, so now I'll just wash the lid down and also the collar. So both inside and out. So I need to also wash down the pot, which I'm going to carry the water in later. So I'll just wash that out. Okay, so once you've wiped everything down, you need to wash everything out in cold water. So I'm also going to let some sterilizer run through the tap to wash that out. Then I'll take the tap out and give it a wash as well. Just going to wash down the bench, make sure it's clean. Okay, so now we're going to sanitize everything, and we're just going to use phosphoric acid, which is what I used on the tap earlier, and this is a food grade, as I said before. So we just spray that. Now, so with the phosphoric acid, you don't wash down, you just tip it out. But one thing I've got to say, you never use soap on any equipment. It's not good for the yeast. Okay, I'll also spray the collar and the lid. Okay, so with the Country Brewer kit, you have the yeast, which we're going to put on the side for now. And we have 2 lots of, we have a powder and a syrup. Okay, so now if you're going to make the non-alcoholic version, you need to use 200 grams of raw sugar or dextrose. Okay, so now what we do is put 1 litre of hot water into the fermenter, and then we're going to place in the syrup. Make sure I get all that out. Now if the temperature is really cold, this syrup may be a little bit gluggy, and you may need to put in warm water just to sort of release it. Well, that smells really strong. Now talking about strong, I didn't mention, but this is Country Brewer's strong version. Okay, so now I'll just place in the powder. Okay. And I'll give that a stir. Okay, so now if you were to make the non-alcoholic version, all you've got to include now is 200 grams of sugar or dextrose, stir it, fill it up to 23 litres, and then you place in the yeast. Now, you give that a stir, you let it sit for half an hour, and you stir it again, and then you bottle it. So the reason you put in the 200 grams of sugar is because ginger does not ferment. And so you put the raw sugar in, so then it's got something to prime the bottle. So you do what they call a bulk prime, and then so when you place in the bottle, it will ferment a little in the bottle, and the alcohol content will be around 0.3 to 0.5. So it's a very low alcohol content, which is what they call alcohol-free beer. Okay, so as I said before, I'm making the alcohol version, and so you need to put in a sugar, so a Brew Booster. And again, this is from Country Brewer. And so this is 500 grams of dextrose, 250 grams of light dry malt, and 250 grams of maltodextrin. So now I'll tip this one in. Now just be careful, you may need to stir at the same time because it will clog up a bit. Just sort of spread it around a bit. There it is there. All right, that's it. So now I'll just continue stirring that just a little. So when you're making brew from scratch, you usually boil out the grain to take the glucose out of it. And what it does, it also takes the oxygen out. Now, because we're using tap water, which is a good quality water, that's already got oxygen in it. So we don't have to stir that up. And the more you stir it, the more you're actually having chance of bacteria that's around coming into the brew. Okay, so now I'm going to bring it up to 23 litres of water. Okay, there we go, 23 litres. Okay, so now I'm just going to put the collar on, just sits inside here like that. Okay, so we're almost ready to pitch the yeast, but before we do that, I'm going to get a hydrometer reading just to see the original specific gravity. Here we go. Put the hydrometer in. Okay, it's sitting at 1015. So now, whatever you do, don't put this back into the fermenter. Either taste it or throw it out. Wow, I have never drank ginger beer before. That's got an incredible taste. So the only thing to do now is to pitch the yeast. Now, Country Brewer do recommend, and it shows on the packaging, that this yeast should be pitched at around about 15 to 24 degree, and it needs to be a stable temperature during the fermenting period. And you can ferment it from 7 to 10 days. Now, we're sitting probably at around about 20 degrees at the moment. The fermenter's sitting at around about 23, which is a good time to put this in. So I would probably leave it around about probably 8 days. We'll see how we go. Okay, I'll put the yeast in. Okay, it's empty. All right, so now all we do is put the lid on, put the two clips on, which is front and back, and we're done. So as I said, you leave it between 7 to 10 days. Now, if your temperature is too cold, put a heat mat under it or a blanket, and if it's too hot, put it in a cooler spot. It's the 8th day and the ginger beer is now ready to be bottled. Now the reason, as I said before, I'm bottling on the 8th day is because of the temperature. So Country Brewer recommend between 15 to 24 degrees Celsius, and it's been brewing at around about 21 to 22. And so that means that it's brewing faster. So the warmer it is, the faster it brews. But I've been taking some hydrometer readings and it's now stabilized. But there is a bit of an issue with the reading. When I first put the brew together and I used the Brew Booster, which is from Country Brewer, I put it in with 1 litre of hot water, which is what they recommend. I usually put 2 litres of hot water, which actually dilutes the sugar better and gives you a more accurate hydrometer reading. So when I took that reading, it was 1015, but it should have been closer maybe to 1025. And the reason I know that, because Dee from Country Brewer said that it should come in at around 3.5% alcohol level after the secondary fermentation period. So I'd like to clear up, when you are taking a hydrometer reading, it should always be around the same temperature. So, but the ideal temperature to take a hydrometer reading is actually 15 degrees Celsius, but that's not practical. So even though I take a hydrometer reading when it's at 21, 22, long as I take the final one at the same temperature, then the reading should be accurate. Okay, so now just to be sure, I'm going to take a final gravity reading. Okay, so before I start, I'm going to put a towel down because it will make a little bit of a mess. Okay, that's looking a lot clearer now. And there we go, that should be plenty. Probably too much actually. Oh, perfect. And it's finished up at 1002. Okay, so now going by Cooper's chart, which is the only chart I have, if we go at 1025, that actually is a potential alcohol level of 3.2. This is a rough thing at this point. Now, this finished off at 1002, which comes in at around about 0.2% alcohol content, which brings it to 3%. Now, as I said before, in the secondary fermentation period, which happens in the bottle after you put the carbonation drops, this will increase to 3.5%, which makes sense what Dee was telling me. Okay, so once again, whatever you do, don't put this back into the fermenter, either taste it or throw it out. Now, I'm not going to taste it because last time I actually had a slight reaction to it, so I'm not going to take a chance. But Alan will be coming past later and I'll get him to try it. So now I'm going to sterilize and sanitize the bottles, just like I did for the fermenter. Now with Alan's bottles, I'm only just going to sanitize. They're brand new, they don't need to be sterilized. So now this is really hot and actually will melt the bottles. You're going to have to let this cool down a little bit. Now if you haven't seen one of these before, this is actually a bottle washer and it's a game changer. So the only problem I found with this is that the bottles would sometimes slip through. So I got a washer from my garage. It's got an internal dimension of 12 millimeters and I just placed it on top and the bottles sit over that nicely. I forgot to mention that this bottle washer is actually made in Italy and I bought it from Country Brewer. All right, so now I'll just show you how it works. Okay, that's cooled down a fair amount, but it's still pretty hot. So just watch yourself, but it's not melting the bottles. So you can see there, the dirt is coming out. That water's already changed color. All right, so now I'm just gonna put it on this bottle tree. This bottle tree is brilliant, made by Morgan, just like the heat pad that I use when I have to warm up my brew. And so I got that from Country Brewer as well. This bottle tree can fit 81 bottles. And so this comes in modules. So each module has 10 positions for the bottles. So you get 8 of those. Currently there's only 4, but you have 8 of those. So it's 80 bottles and then you can put one on top. Now this takes both glass and plastic. Okay, that's the last one. As you can see, the water has gone very dirty. All right, so now I need to take them to the sink and wash them out with cold water. I've washed out the bottle washer and it's clean. I've got new water in there, it's just cold water. So now I'm gonna put phosphoric acid in there. Once again, it's a food grade and I'm gonna put 30 ml to a litre. So now I'll just wash these ones out. Okay, that's the last one. Now I'll grab Al's bottles. Okay, that's the last one. And I'll also put the bottle caps that come with it. Okay, so one thing to note, these bottle caps will need replacing now and then. And so you can buy it in the packet from Coopers. But the only thing is, because these bottles already have the ring around them, I'll get one on the base, have this ring, you cannot put this lid back on without taking that lip off that's already there. So you need to break that off, be careful not to distort the lid. So now we're ready to bottle, and I'm gonna bottle ours first, and then I'm gonna bottle mine. Okay, so now just take the clips off the lid. I'll just put the little bottle in. All you do is put the tap on, and you place the bottle in, and when the little valve on the bottom of the little bottler hits the base, it pushes it up and allows the brew to come through. Okay, so always have another bottle ready. There we go. Now if you push too hard, it won't allow it to come out. So you just gotta first touch the base, push it up, and then come down just a margin, just to let the air through. All right. All Al's bottles are now full, and now I'm gonna carbonate them. So now I'm gonna use Cooper's carbonation drops, but you can actually just use sugar or caster sugar. And they do recommend that you put only 1 teaspoon in the bottles, but in actual fact, Dee and I both agree that 2 carbonation drops would be better, as you would normally do for a beer. Okay, so 2 carbonation drops. Put the lid on. It's a little hard putting a brand new lid. You've got to push it down first. And so when you close it, make sure you close it really, really tight so it doesn't lose its gases. Okay, that's the last one for Al. So we've reached the level now where no more ginger beer is going to come out. So I'll just stop there for a sec and I'm going to grab some cork boards just as a packer and I'll put it on the back. So when Coopers designed this, they designed it so the sediment on the bottom does not go into the bottle. So these bottles now will have a little bit more sediment and I'll keep them on the side as my tester brews. Okay, so they're pretty clean. I managed to get 3 more bottles out of that. So now I'm just going to get this lid out of the way. And I'm going to tilt it by hand to get the remainder. All right, let's see how much more we can get. So this definitely will be my tester bottle. Okay, we've got 30 bottles and just a little bit. Now this is full of sediment, so I'm going to put this on the side. So when you use your lid for the second time, it's much easier to put on than the first, because as I said, it's already got that lip on the bottom. Okay, I'll close that tight, put it away. Last one, all done. This Country Brewer alcoholic ginger beer is now complete and ready to drink in around 4 weeks. And so a good habit to get into is to write what type of brew you make and also the date, just so you have a reference. Okay, it looks like Al just arrived. Al, come in. Hey Al, thanks very much for coming.
No problem, thanks for having me.
Man, you know what? It's been, 3 years since you asked me to make the ginger beer?
Yes, it has.
I made this beer because of you, but also a lot of subscribers asked me, and they did ask me to make it alcoholic. I'm not a ginger beer person, and as I said, when I tried it with the hydrometer after getting a reading, my eyes started to lift and I had to take some prednisone to stop a reaction. So that's why I rang to ask if you can come and taste it. So I just put this in the cup for you. There we go. The colour's not too bad, eh? All right,
actually
so
quite light.
I've got to warn you, it is very strong.
Okay.
Okay.
Like your strong with my strong might be two different things.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not strong.
Really?
No.
Do you like that?
That's beautiful.
Oh, fantastic. And that still hasn't even carbonated yet. So it'll be ready in about 4 weeks to drink.
Wow.
Yeah, so you like that?
This tastes
I'm happy to hear that, because when I taste it, I've never tasted ginger beer, and I've got to be honest, I really was a bit worried. That's why I got my son to taste it.
I'm glad we went for strong.
Yeah, good. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear. Good, good, good. So Country Brewer's got a good reputation for their ginger beer.
It's really good. It's peppery. It's a little bit bitter.
Yeah?
And it's gingery. It's
Oh, fantastic.
Really good.
Does it have a nice sweet taste to it or not?
no.
Okay.
It's not that sweet.
Great.
Yeah, people are gonna like this. It's good.
Good. So Al, this brew is dark ale. I released the video just recently, and so I'm going to try some of this with you as well. So Al, myself, and all our friends enjoy having a good drink, but I've got to say, please drink responsibly. And now also, if you're looking for a link for Country Brewer, I will put them in the descriptions below, along with Coopers. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And if you have any comments at all, please leave them below and I will get back to you. And I'd ask you, please consider to subscribe, hit the like button and share this video, and there's many more to come. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. This is the good one. I'm running out of drink. I drank it all.
No, it doesn't matter. I said all our friends now are going to be calling you. They're going to want to have some of your ginger beer.
Oh dear.
I'm going to tell them, get
Just don't tell them when it was brewed. I'm going to say it's still 4 weeks away.
Okay. It's not going to be released until probably January, so it'll be gone by then.
It'll be gone. No. So, Country Brewer, if you're watching this, can you make a stronger one?